Hi, Ann Ferguson, Authentic Dream Building. And today I'm going to give you 3 tips on stress and how to cope with stress. So, share this with anybody that you think might be stressful, might be having a stressful life or a life full of stress. But there might be something in this for you as well. So, with stress, there's one thing that we really need to understand. A lot of times we think when something big happens, like a natural disaster or a death in the family, like this major event that happens, is stress in our lives and stressing us out. But truly, it is the day to day stressors that happen over a consistent amount of time that does the most damage to our psyche, our soul, our central nervous system. And so today I want to give you a couple of ways to cope with stress. So the first thing we have to do is actually be aware that there's stress happening in our lives at this moment. So maybe you have felt before like there's too much on your plate. You're being pulled in many directions. You can't seem to get ahead of yourself and balance out what's happening in life. And for me, the goal is a work-life balance, right? That we're able to do everything we want to do and need to do in the amount of time that we have, instead of always thinking there's not enough time in the day. So, one way to acknowledge that stress is happening in your life is how you physically feel. Maybe you're mentally drained, emotionally upset, or physically tired. Those are some signs and symptoms that stress is occurring in your day to day life. So, first, we have to be aware of how we feel and how we feel, both in our head, in our bodies, and how we're speaking. Maybe we're always complaining. Maybe we're always saying there's not enough time in the day. There's too much to do on my plate. I don't get to do the things that I want to do. If you find yourself saying those things, there's a good chance that you're on stress overload. So here's one way. If you catch yourself in a moment that you are dealing with stress, in the treatment facilities, we do acupressure in the ears. There are some points there, and I'm not an acupuncturist, so I can't go in fully to what those points are. I'm sure you could Google it. We can Google every answer online. But when you're feeling stressed out and maybe you catch your breath not going, really shallow breathing, take your ears and start to rub them and pull on them all around your ear. This can bring you into the moment of feeling your body, but also gives you the sensation to be able to just calm down for a minute. Okay? So that's one way. And I love that way. Another way is the breath. You know, just to take 3 deep breaths can bring you into a calmer state and more centered and focused into what you're doing in this moment. So we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Get really mindful when you take that breath. Feel the body. Are the shoulders coming up? Is the stomach going out? Just really be in that moment of breathing. Feel the air go in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay? And the last thing, excuse me, my ear itches now that I touched it. The last thing that we want to do, or that you can do, is when you're feeling your body all tense up because you're stressed, or your stomach is all tight, or your shoulders are up around your ears. How many years did I walk around like this? Take your hands and shake them Now I'm going to put mine down to the side, but you really could put them up and shake them. You could put them above your head and shake them. You can put them down to your hands. And how many times when we're just walking around can we not just shake our hands? Just do that for 30 seconds, maybe even a minute. But all of a sudden, that gets the energy flowing and that gets the blood circulating. And literally, between these three items, your ear, your breath, and your hands, you can refocus and you can lessen the stress on a day-to-day basis. Now, these things take 30 seconds. So how many times during the day could you do that to really set yourself up to not be taking in all this stress daily? You can do it every hour if it needs to be, or just every moment that you think about it. So I hope you enjoyed these tips. I hope you'll use them. Take a moment to just go through all three right now: your ears, your breath, and your hands. And if you want to know further of dealing with stress or lessening the stress in your life, because 95% of all ER visits are due to chronic stress. So try these three things daily for a week and let me know how you feel. If not, get in contact with me, Ann Ferguson, Authentic Dream Building, and let's eliminate, lessen the stress in your life.